In this video, I wanted to look in more depth at our new collection on achieving sustainable cultivation of grain legumes. Volume 1 is on general advances in breeding and cultivation, whilst Volume 2 looks at improving cultivation of particular grain legumes. The books are edited by a particularly distinguished editor team led by Dr. Shobha Sivasankar, who's former director of the CGIAR research programme on grain legumes. And other members of the editorial team are from ICRISAT, ICARDA, CIAT and IITA. In this video, I wanted to focus on Volume 1, which has two parts. Part 1 is on plant physiology and breeding, whilst Part 2 covers cultivation techniques. To give you a flavour of the 19 chapters in the book, I wanted to pick out one from each part. From Part 1, I've selected Chapter 6 on breeding drought and heat-tolerant varieties, written by the lead editor, Dr. Sivasankar. This chapter provides an overview of the physiological molecular adaptation mechanisms to drought and to heat. It examines traditional breeding and utilisation of natural genetic diversity to produce improved varieties, and it also looks at developments in molecular breeding, including the identification of genetic associations and quantitative trait loci, QTL. Finally, it reviews functional genomic studies to identify stress-relevant candidate genes for breeding. Turning to Part 2, I wanted to pick out Chapter 14 on integrated pest management, written by an impressive team of authors from the US, Canada, Benin, Burkina Faso and Nigeria. This chapter describes pests such as aphids, thrips, pod-sucking bugs and pod borers. It then discusses ways of developing IPM strategies by exploiting knowledge of pest biology, host plant resistance and biocontrol techniques. Well, I'd like to conclude, if I may, by quoting Jeff Ellers, Programme Officer in Agricultural Development at the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And he says about both these volumes, "This reference will greatly improve the visibility of and access to knowledge about crops that play such a critical role in sustainable cropping systems, nutrition and income." Well, I hope this video has cultivated your interest and that you will want to recommend both volumes to your librarian.